Okay, so today we're going to show you how to fix that bad boy right there. The cowl was really loose, and I went online, did some research, and it looked like what I thought was you have to pull the lower pan, because there's these little bushings in the lower pan that the cowl mounts on, and you know, I figured you would have to take that power head off, but my cousin helped me out. We kind of took a look at it, just took things apart, and we figured out a way to really, now not the right way to fix it, the right way is absolutely take the cowl off, pull up the power head, get new bushings and sink them in there. But I just didn't have the money for it, or the time, because the season's coming up. And I'll show you what happened as a result of those things being loose. When you're trailering it is when the problem is. So I'll show you, stay tuned, I'm going to show you what actually happened as a result of these bushings wearing out. I'm going to point it out to you. You'll be able to see it right there. If I step in here, so right here, that ding right there is from the inside out. What it was a result of, I'll show you. So if we back out here, the bottom pan here would move. I mean, the whole motor would move, and you could move it big time. So I'm going to show you what we did to eliminate that, because now you can see, yeah, I can lift the boat up on this thing and it doesn't move. So stay tuned, I'll show you how we did it. And then make sure you have somewhere to put it, because this thing weighs a lot. This cowling is really heavy. Okay. Now that you got your cowl off, I'll come back over there. You're going to want to get a screwdriver. Okay, you get a screwdriver and you're going to take this has to come off, and don't forget there's two little vacuum lines on the underside here. And I'll see if I could show those to you after I get these off. These are just screws. You just take your screws off. Really pretty easy. I'll get on this other side and we'll kind of see where this. We'll do a tighter shot here, right here, right here, right here, and you just take those screws out. And this thing will come off. Right in there like that. You just have to be careful, because they're not going to want to come all the way out. So let's do this. Let's you can see it a little bit better. Change the camera angles, get rid of the screws, and you can see how I'm taking them out. I'm just undoing the screw. Some of them are hard. They're in there pretty far. But you just get your that one I think I gotta take out. Yeah, that last one down here, it's got a screw that goes way in, so you need an actual filter. And this thing will come off. You don't have to worry about any gaskets or any of that stuff. It's just you don't want these screws falling out. So if the screws fall out, you know, you're going to be in trouble. So basically, you just want to do that. So now that one's out. Now see, it just comes right off. Now you can do a couple things. You can just let these kind of fall out. You know, there's your screw right there. You don't want these falling out though. And then there's a couple little. See if we can move this over here. You can see right in there those two little vacuum lines. All you're going to do right there is you're going to unplug those two vacuum lines and then take this whole plastic assembly out. So the whole thing will come out once we get those off. They come off really easy. You just have to be careful that you don't crack anything. And what I do is I just keep it like that. That way the screws stay in right where they are. So now you got your front off, and believe it or not, you're pretty much ready to go. Let's look in here and I'll show you what we did with the let's see if we can get a good picture of them right there. Okay, so that's the part that goes bad right in there. So there's a bushing underneath right those screws. And let me go to the other side. Get a better picture right there, so you can kind of see how we did that. On top here is the old washer right there, and this is kind of a pain in the butt to show you guys, but I really want to get in here and show this to you because it really, I think, will save you a ton of money. There we go. So there's the old washer on top. You can see that big washer is what we put in, and then well, basically you just take this nut out and you're gonna get a nut that comes, you know, that nut comes out of there. And then I'll show you what I did to fix that and put that and make that tight. It's a pretty easy fix. So we'll go on there. This is an Auto Marine plug. I'll show you how we did that. Auto Marine plug from Menards. This is what they look like. Okay, you've got the pin going through. Now what this would normally do is plug something, you would tighten this and this would expand. But what we did was we took it apart. So you take the nut off, you take the one washer off, and then you take this apart. All right, so now you've got this big nut. So what we did was we cut a washer, which is like that. Okay, so we cut a washer like that, and then what you do is you trace the old nut. So you take about 3/8 of an inch out, and we just do that with a razor knife. So basically all we did was cut through with a razor knife. You trace your outline from the old head, from the old washer on the nut. And then what you do is you just go around the inside of this and you hollow this out so it goes around the existing bushing. Then once you do that, you get rid of these, you use these. So you put this over the broken bushing with the inside cut out. It'll be like that much will be cut out of this bushing. So it's just going to be a big wide washer. Then you put this on the top like that. You put the old nut through here, put that down, that fits over the cowling, and then you tighten it down. And I'm going to show you now. This thing moved so much that the cowl, this lower pan, I was able to move this. I mean, it would move like, and the cowl hit the engine right here. This is where that ding that I showed you, this is where that came from. It hit the end of the motor. So now, because this is, like you can see, you cannot move this. And this comes from, let's get this in here. This comes from those, it's so hard to even see in there. This comes from these guys right here. right here. So that's the old nut. Get some light in here. And I can show you. There we go. Perfect shot. That's the old nut that held that bushing in place down there. Now you can kind of see inside there where our bushing is, and then that bigger nut is on there. When you tighten down the original nut, it's a 10 millimeter. When you tighten it down, it pushes this nut, it pushes the bushing you made into the cowl pan, and it no longer moves at all. So if you have that problem, that's the fix. And I'll give a little closing remarks in a second here, but that's it. Now you just put the stuff back on the way you took it off. My cousin's the one that came up with that fix. I'm going to show you one more time. I'm going to zoom in on it so you can see it pretty good here. It's a bad ding, man. It really, and there it is. So here she is, right here. And it's from the inside. Remember, that head was right there. Right, so when this thing now, it can't move at all. I mean, I can shake the boat before the pan moves. So now remember, the problem isn't the motor cowling or the motor itself. This is all nice and tight now. It's underneath here. This, if you used to pull up on this or push this, the whole motor would move. So if you need any, I could do a little more explanation if I need to, but just remember, if you have these, they're down here. That's why. And now the right way to do it is to take this off, pull the power head, take those screws off, and there's bushings that go in there. If you have this problem, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. If you need any help, you know, I mean, this is, I have to say, my cousin thought of this, and he's pretty good at stuff like this. So we both thought rubber washer, but we didn't really know how to do it. And then we found those marine plugs, those marine and auto plugs, and they work perfectly. So that's what we used. Now, I haven't tried this out. It's winter here. I'm going to be fishing in about another 2 weeks. I'll keep you guys updated, but if you want, send me some questions. If you need me to show you how to do any of that, I can show you exactly how we did it. But yeah, leave me some comments. Let me know what you think.